The Holy Gospel today is about the two blind men who are following Christ. And as they are following him, they say, "Son of David, have pity on us." That is the prayer of the two blind men, and it is also your prayer. How many times have you prayed the prayer of the blind men? Son of David, Jesus, have pity on me, have pity on this family, have pity on us. What happens is, Jesus doesn't immediately cure them. They continue to follow him. So apparently they had other people that they were holding on to and who were guiding them. Jesus goes into a house. When Jesus entered the house, the blind men approached him. So they continued to follow him down the street. That's another very good lesson. You shouldn't stop praying when your prayer is not immediately answered. You should continue to follow Christ and continue to pray. Don't stop following him. The blind man initially asked him, "Son of David, have pity on us," but he doesn't immediately respond to them. They keep following him, though. They keep on his heels. And he goes into a house, and then he's face to face with the blind men. I love to think about this. It doesn't say whether these men were born blind or not. It doesn't say whether they had sight for some period of time, and then lost it for one reason or another. I like to think, and this is just my own opinion, I like to think that they were born blind, that they never had any sight, that they were beggars, It's just my view of it. And what happened is you can picture this, if you don't mind. You have two people here, I'll be Jesus. You have two people here, and Christ is face to face with these two people. They've never seen light. They've never seen another face. They've never seen anybody's eyes. And Jesus asked them a question. So he's face to face, Christ, the light, face to face with darkness. And so he asked them a question. The blind man approached, and Jesus said to them, "Do you believe that I can do this?" So he's asking them whether they believe that Christ can heal them. "Do you believe that I can do this?" "Yes, Lord," they said. And then Jesus touched their eyes. I love to think about this. And then you have the one who is creator of all things, and he touches their eyes. And they can see. May I ask you a question? What face was the first face that they ever saw? That sent a shiver through you. The first face that they ever saw was the face of God. The first eyes that they ever looked into were the eyes of God. It's an awesome thought. If you want to make a nice prayer, I'll tell you a nice prayer to make. Lord, touch my eyes so that I can see the truth which is in front of me. Lots of people are blind to the truth about themselves, about other people. You ought to say, "Lord, touch my eyes so that I can see the truth, Christ gives them a warning. It would be very difficult for me to comply with this warning, but he gives them a warning. Jesus warned them, see that no one knows about this. So he's telling them, don't tell anybody else. If you have been blind your whole life, and now you no longer need anybody to care for you or to lead you around, and now you're on your own. You can see, you can work, you can do whatever. And Christ says, don't tell anybody. That is mysterious. That is mysterious why he gives them that warning. Would you comply? It'd be very difficult. And this is what it says that they did. But they went out and they spread word of him through all that land. So they told everybody. And many times, I think most of us would do the same. They should have complied with what Christ asked of them, but they didn't. May I finish with just one story? You can be blind in two ways. You can be blind physically, where you cannot see out of your physical eyes. I have one cousin, my first cousin, who was born without eyes. You can be born blind. You can be blind spiritually as well. Spiritual blindness is where you have the truth in front of you, but you don't see the truth. It's spiritual blindness, spiritual blindness. For example, all of you know the story of the crucifixion, where you have the Roman soldiers, and the Roman soldiers took the nails and they nailed the nails into the hands of Christ. The Roman soldiers who nailed the hands of Christ, the hands of God, to the cross, they were blind. They had God in front of them, and they didn't see the truth in front of them, the truth in front of them. You can be blind spiritually, or you can be blind physically. When you have no eyesight to see what is true, you are spiritually blind. People who would support abortion, marriage between two people of the same sex, assisted suicide, euthanasia, they are spiritually blind. They have the truth in front of them, and they reject it, There are two ways you can be